Hello all, ElPresidenteTel here. This is a video I've been meaning to do quite a while, and it focuses on a council in the southwest of England called Bideford Council, somewhere near Devon I believe. Now Bideford Council had put on its official agenda the right to hold prayers before every meeting. It was officially noted that at the start of the meeting, prayers and silent moments of religious reflection would be held. Now one of the councillors for Bideford was an atheist, and he had decided that he did not like this, and it was discriminatory against him because he was not a Christian. So he approached the National Secular Society, who are one of the main organisations who are opting for the removal of religion from public life, to challenge this ruling within the court system of the United Kingdom. Now, the court case itself wasn't one on the aims of the National Secular Society. They originally tried to aim for the fact that it was a violation of his rights under the European Convention on Human Rights. Court didn't buy that. That was a pretty kind of weak argument as far as the judge was concerned. However, what the judge did go on was a rather obscure section of British law called Section 111 of the 1972 Local Government Act, which sets out the powers that local councils have. And in a very sort of narrow interpretation of that, reading word for word, the judge decided that setting prayer as part of the official agenda was not one of those duties. Now, inevitably you get the backlash from the right-wing press saying that you've banned prayer in meetings, and this is again a wave of militant atheism taking over against a Christian nation. Well, firstly, no one has banned prayer in any council format. All they've said is you cannot make it part of official business. Now, you can be quite free to, at the start of the meeting, before official business, go, and we're going to have a moment of silent reflection and prayer. If anyone wants to sit it out, feel free. That's fairly tolerant, I think. I don't think any atheist worth their salt or any secularist would begrudge anyone 10 minutes before the meeting to have a little pray. And if you do, you're a rather stuck-up arse, in my opinion. Secondly, it's always this talk of militant atheism. Now, I know on here on YouTube there's been a lot of drama recently in amongst the house of atheism. Being an agnostic, I suppose I can't really comment because I'm not 100% in the camp, but I do feel that I side more with the rationalists and the secularists than I do the faithful. So I suppose I would say that argument is healthy, and that there are some people within atheism who want religion completely obliterated. I'm not one of those. If you think religion works for you and you're not harming anyone with it, who cares? Carry on. But thirdly as well, this whole emphasis of a Christian country has really started to come with David Cameron's administration. I think it's almost a bit of a nod to the backbenchers, because he's seen as so liberal conservative as opposed to the old school Tory. But, you've got people like Eric Pickles, the community secretary, who the minute this Bideford Council ruling came out, said he was going to force through the Localism Act and pass it much quicker, so it gave councils the power to officially set prayer on the agenda. It's probably not the best decision for Eric Pickles, because when he originally ran as an MP for Basildon, he was involved with a church, I believe, called the Peniel Evangelist Church, which was quite the investigation of shady dealings, and believed to have funded a lot of his campaign. Now, if any of that's libelous, possibly, I can provide links to the article in the Guardian newspaper that initially published a lot of this, that was quite critical about the links of the Peniel Church to Eric Pickles. But we also have Baroness Warsi. Baroness Warsi is the first Muslim cabinet member and one of the more prominent women in David Cameron's administration, who went to the Vatican to meet the Pope recently and decided to use the opportunity to give a speech against militant secularism. Now, I don't know what she meant by that, but I can only interpret it as her belief that secularism is trying to destroy all forms of religion. I don't think anyone can say that secularists would try and destroy all forms of religion. That would be wrong, and it would be immoral to destroy people's deeply held beliefs. But what isn't wrong is trying to remove those from the public sphere where everyone pays taxes. You know, Christians, Muslims, Jews, Hindus, Buddhists, Sikhs, atheists, Rastafarians, Pastafarians, you name it. We all pay tax. And as such, I think we all have a right to decide how it's spent. And since we can't agree on which religion is right, how about we just not spend on any of the religions being promoted in public? That would be the line that a sensible secularist would choose. You know, for example, this ruling does not open the door for Christian prayer. This ruling, in fact, opens the door for any prayer. So a Christian in Tower Hamlets might find that they are, you know, in a Muslim area, subject to having to listen to an entire prayer from the Quran. Now, of course, they could probably be given the option to opt out, but if it's against their beliefs, then why should it be on the agenda? Just the same as if it was a Muslim in a Jewish council, or a Sikh, or a Hindu, or anyone who doesn't believe in the sort of dominant ideology. But I think this is a case that's not going to go away. It's part of this Christianisation of the Conservative Party in some attempt to stamp Christianity back on British values. But don't think it's going to work, guys. Seriously, you find that the more you're pushing religion, most people just put C of E because they think it's what they should put, not necessarily because it's what they are. Anyways, this is me, ElPresidenteTel. Love, peace, liberty.